A very common question that I get from homeowners who want to sell their house is, how does real estate commissions work? How much do you charge? How do I have to pay it? Do I have to pay twice? Like, do I have to pay you and then the buyer's agent? Why? Right? This is a very common question that they ask me. So I'm going to break it down here for you. That way you can understand. Welcome back to another video. Please subscribe and leave a comment when you can. That way I can grow my channel and make more videos for you guys. All right, so let's get started. Real estate commissions. How do they work? The first thing I need to tell you is the following. They are negotiable. So if your listing agent is telling you that I charge the standard, therefore it's only 6%, that is a complete lie. So that's the first point that I want to make. It is negotiable, guys. It is negotiable. So don't let people fool you. Now, the second thing that I want to show you is a screenshot of the agreement that we use in Georgia. Remember, this is just in Georgia because I am a real estate agent in Georgia. There is a screenshot where I will show you exactly what it means. This is on the second page of our listing agreement in Georgia. As you can see, the commission section is on page number 2, and it has letter A and letter B. Letter A is for the seller and letter B is for the broker. All right, it's letter A says seller agrees to pay the broker. Remember, this is the seller paying who? Paying the broker the following commission, and it gives you 3 options. The first option is a percentage of the sales price. Second option, it could be any quantity of money. It could be a flat fee of, for example, $5,000. 6,000, 7,000, it doesn't matter. A flat fee, a specific number. The third option is a blank, meaning other. So that means that you can negotiate anything with your listing agent as long as it's legal, and you can put it there. So that's letter A. Letter B means that the broker agrees to pay the cooperating broker, if any, and then he gives you the same 3 options. So let me break this down for you. I'm going to give you an example that is out of the industry. Let's say, for example, that you have a Lamborghini and you need to sell the Lamborghini, and I am a car broker, and I tell you, hey, I know you want to sell your Lamborghini. You don't have a buyer at the moment. How much would you give me if I find you a buyer? Let's say your Lamborghini is worth $200,000. How much would you give me? And you tell me, well, I'll give you 2%, or I'll give you a flat fee, which would be, hey, if you find me a buyer, I will just give you $10,000, right? So what I'm gonna do, let's say, for example, that we agree that if I find you a buyer for your Lamborghini, you're going to give me $10,000. I already know that. We put it on paper, $10,000. So I'm gonna tell you, hey, do you mind, right? Is it okay if, let's say, for example, if I reach out to some of the other brokers who have Lamborghinis buyers, and I give them, out of the $10,000 that you're going to give me, I can give them maybe half of that, right? That way I make $5,000 and they make $5,000. Is that okay with you? The moment you say yes, that means that whenever I find your buyer for the Lamborghini, you're gonna give me the $10,000 and I'm gonna get $5,000, give it to the other party, and that's it. And we make $5,000 each. Now, does that mean that you pay twice? No, it means that you gave me $10,000. That doesn't mean that you pay twice. That means that you give me $10,000. And as I already told you, I'm giving the other party half of it. That is how real estate commissions work. So there's a lot of confusion with this because sellers feel like they're paying twice when in reality you're only paying once. Because remember, you're giving me $10,000. Whether I find somebody else, meaning whether I find the buyer through another broker or not, you're giving me $10,000, period. Make sense? So even if there's another party involved, you're gonna pay $10,000. Now, if there's another party involved, you're still gonna pay $10,000. So you're not gonna pay twice, you're only gonna pay once. Now, the broker, as you saw on the screenshot on the right side, it says that the broker agrees to pay the other party. Make sense? From the money that they make, they're gonna share it with the other side of the transaction. And that is on an agreement in Georgia. Okay, now let's talk about the buyer side. For example, let's say you tell me, you know what, I understand what you're saying, but I just don't like it. Why is it that the buyer can't pay their own agent, right? And if this is the case, my answer to you is the following. The buyer can actually pay their agent. Well, let me ask you this before, right? Do you really want your agent to be the one finding the buyer? Like, how many buyers does your listing agent have? How many buyers does your listing agent have? Because if he already had the buyers, why didn't he just bring it to you in the first place, right? Because remember, if you're going to put the property on the market, obviously your listing agent maybe have some buyers, but guess what? There's thousands of other agents out there who are working with other buyers. Do you want your home to be exposed to them? If the answer is yes, well, do you want to at least give some type of compensation to the people who bring you the buyer, right? Or do you just want to limit yourself to only working with one person who has 3 buyers when you can actually work with 1,000 people who have thousands of buyers? That is my question to you. Do you think somebody who brings you the best offer, an offer that you love, deserve to be compensated for it? Or do you rather just get everything and not give anything back to anybody who helped you? That is a good question. So anyway, answering your question, why is it that the buyer can't pay their agent? The answer is yes, they can. But you have to be upfront with your listing agent and say, hey, I really like everything, but I don't want you to pay the other broker. I want them to pay themselves. Okay? You can just tell them that. And you just put it on the agreement. And guess what? The listing agent is not able to force you. There's not a law that obligates you to pay somebody else's agent. Which I don't agree that you're actually paying, as I actually explained before. But if that is your perception about it, you have to be upfront and tell them, I just don't want you to pay the other cooperating broker. Right? So you do that before. You don't do that at the closing table. You didn't do it 2 weeks before closing. You have to do it during your listing appointment. So it is up to you as a homeowner to find out how a real estate commission works before you get into it. Okay? So that is my advice. Take it to heart, and believe me, it's gonna save you a lot of headache. Okay? So anyway, that is it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.